I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. Clerk of Courts Tom Bexley is fighting back against an ultimatum given to him from the county. A letter from Heidi Petito, who served as acting administrator during the holiday week, obtained by Flagler Live, demands 5,000 more square feet of space on the first floor of the county courthouse be devoted to the sheriff's office by July 31st. Bexley tells WNZF it's not going to happen.
We're going to continue to operate just like we do, and as far as I'm concerned, everything will stay the same in my office indefinitely.
Bexley says he's made his position clear from the beginning that he doesn't have more space to give without compromising his own staff.
I'm going to stand by what I've said in the past, that I will continue the commitment that I've made to the board and to the sheriff to continue the concession of space that I've given from my office until his district office is completed up in Palm Coast. Nothing in my office will change. We're going to continue on with business as usual, and that's about the end of it.
The sheriff's office has been using space inside the courthouse since it evacuated its operations center in June of 2018. After it was dubbed a sick building, that building is the subject of several workers' comp claims, and mold and water intrusion have been identified inside of it.
This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport, Delta Airlines nonstop to Atlanta, and now nonstop service to New York City via American Airlines.
A Palm Coast man is facing kidnapping and other charges after police say he assaulted another man he thought stole his marijuana. John R. King reports.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Office responded to a gas station on North Ocean Shore Boulevard just before 3:30 Wednesday morning after reports that someone came to the business after being beaten up. The victim, 21-year-old Joshua Hyatt, had a laceration to his eye, a lump on the back of his head, and red marks and scratches on his neck and wrist. He told deputies he was hanging out with several people at a home on Hernandez Avenue when one of the men, 46-year-old Peter Palazzotto, accused Hyatt of stealing his marijuana. He says Palazzotto strip searched him but found nothing. He's then alleged to have hog-tied Hyatt using a surfboard leash and proceeded to kick and punch him. Hyatt told deputies that after being beaten, Palazzotto released him from the restraints but grabbed his iPhone and wallet containing $300 cash and told him to leave. When deputies attempted to make contact with Palazzotto, he initially refused to speak with them, but as they interviewed other witnesses, Palazzotto reportedly threw an iPhone out the front door near where deputies were standing. Passerby located Hyatt's empty wallet on the street and returned it to deputies. Palazzotto was taken into custody and charged with kidnapping, battery by strangulation, grand theft, and robbery. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John R. King.
A wanted fugitive is arrested after engaging Flagler County deputies in what Sheriff Staley called a game of hide-and-seek. Police attempted to stop 57-year-old James Lauterbach in a motorhome along Walnut Avenue for a traffic violation. Lauterbach officers say fled on foot. They tracked him to a nearby property where he again tried to flee in a pickup truck. They say he sideswiped another vehicle in his efforts to escape and then again tried to flee on foot. That's when police used a taser to subdue Lauterbach, and he was taken into custody. He was wanted on outstanding warrants in Hillsborough County for failing to appear for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and drug possession. He can add to his list of charges counts of fleeing and eluding officers, resisting arrest, and leaving the scene of a crash with property damage. Deputies say they also found a loaded gun in his motorhome. There's a new weather monitoring station in Flagler County. Tony Magoo has the details.
This one is in partnership with Emergency Management and the Dunes Community Development District. Emergency Management Director Jonathan Lord said the result of this partnership is that we now have a weather stem monitoring station on the highest point of the Hammock Dunes Bridge. Now, Jonathan, what will this check and how will it benefit the residents of Flagler County?
Weather conditions such as wind, speed, and direction, rain, barometer. We even have weather cameras, a pair of weather cameras installed on that bridge. We'll be able to use that information to help us do better emergency planning and response during a hurricane or tropical weather system.
The Hammock Dunes Bridge location houses the fifth such station within Flagler County, with the other four located at public schools.
And they can actually visit on the internet at flagler.weatherstem.com.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
If it's got water in it, it's got a gator in it.
Steve Williams with the Flagler County Sheriff's Department says it might be big, it might be small.
If you got a retention pond or something, if you're walking a pet dog or something, don't walk right down next to the water edge because you never know what's going to be in.
But Williams says gators are not the only animals in the neighborhoods. There's that visiting bear.
The one day we had the sighting and the complaint, it was actually garbage pickup days, but he wasn't just getting into them, tearing them up like you would think a bear was starving to death. That's what gave us the proof that the bear wasn't there for food, more or less. He was just traveling through.
But Eric Mead with Florida Fish and Wildlife says if you do see a wild animal, especially a bear, don't put your trash out early. He says it is against the law to intentionally or unintentionally feed a bear. You can hear the full interview on the Free for All Friday podcast. You can hear that at the Flagler Radio app. Download the Flagler Radio app today. Tomorrow, what to do about the bear. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.